Greetings, everyone. I'm Wet Hamster. And Suspicious Dish is here. He's just being quiet. Hello, Suspicious Dish?
You said you wanted to rant about Deathtrap Dungeon all on your own, so I'm giving you the airtime.
Well, you know, you're supposed to be there for the intro too, you know. So I know that I did just lose my connection too. That's kind of an important thing.
Sheesh.
I expect a lot of you.
Do you?
Yes.
I'm probably going to shut up. I mean, I'm not going to get any airtime. You've been ranting about Deathtrap Dungeon off camera. I expect it to last for the full 22 duration minutes of this video. Anybody watching, please shut off this video's audio now. Okay?
Yeah, that's probably some good recommendations. So I've been playing that horrible game. And let me get up my Firefox browser here really quickly because I need some referential material. And it's from
I'm just going to give a second warning. Everybody who has not shut off the video's audio, please do so now. Okay?
Alright, so I have opened up Game FAQ.
It's your own fault if you keep on listening to this moron talk about Deathtrap Dungeon. Okay?
Well, now it's a crusade.
He may do a Let's Play of it at some point. I don't know why he's doing that. He's really dumb and
because
stupid.
At this point,
okay?
It's a crusade.
I'm going to shut up for the rest of the video now. Have fun.
Well, I'm still going to be asking you questions. So
No, you're not.
I just did. Well, no, actually I didn't. No. Whatever. Words. I'm terrible. Anyway, so I have opened up Game FAQ. Guess how many FAQs there is for this game? You may answer, Dish. There is one FAQ for the entire game. So, alright. Let's look at some of the reviews here. Alright, Dish. And you may please answer. It's kind of annoying that you're not answering, to be honest. Okay. Guess what the reviews of this game are. Just give me an estimate.
So, I mean, are these GameFAQs user reviews that praise the game for being clever because nobody would give a bad review of a game they really hate without install in the first minute? Or are these journalist reviews who are tortured and have to submit a review?
I think they're user reviews, yes. But guess what the user reviews gave them?
I'm gonna guess around a 6 or a 7.
Ooh, close. The user reviews say 8 out of 10.
That means it's terrible, but getting there to be a good game.
No. This is an absolutely atrocious game. You've heard me play this over Skype and complain and bitch and moan about how terrible the game is.
Right, the reason but that's what an 8 out of 10 is. It's like 8 out of 10 is an F in gaming review world, and anything below is sort of like, oh, well, we just have those numbers there for vanity points.
There are 2 reviews that give it a 8 out of 10, praising the game a lot. And the rest of the reviews are 1 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 4 out of 10, and 1 out of 10. Now, what angers me is the 8 out of 10s. I read them out of curiosity. And this made me go, wait, this is based on a novel? And,
the answer is, of course, no.
No, it is based on a novel. So you remember those choose-your-own-adventure books?
Those are not novels.
Well, you know what I mean. But, you know, it's based on a book. Is what I'm trying to say. But you know those choose-your-own-adventure games?
Yeah, I do, but those are not novels.
No, they're not
novels.
That's
the equivalent of a video game before we had video games.
Yeah, pretty much. So
not really, but okay.
Yeah. So here's the thing that really gets under my skin. People are saying it is just like the book, etc., you know, that did the really good reviews. And out of curiosity, I was like, okay, I'll Wikipedia search this. So I looked it up, and I'm like, Deathtrap Dungeon. Oh, I recognize that cover. I've just read the Danish translated version of it. And that's when everything suddenly went black, and I started raging for several hours and screaming and tearing things down and burning down the House of Parliament. That sort of
By the way, when's your birthday? Uh,
Why?
I have Amazon open here, and they have copies of the novel.
I actually own the novel.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, is that
Uh,
going to be your next plot twist?
yeah, that is going to be my plot twist for when I actually Let's Play Death Trap Dungeon. I need to get
You're
this
going to
game out of
post
the way.
the original
I'm gonna
novel snippets.
yeah I'm actually gonna do. I'm thinking, live streaming Death Trap Dungeon while doing the novel at the same time, or as post commentary, just doing the novel together with a few people.
You're going to be live streaming in the hospital by the end of it.
Yeah, I am. This game is gonna hurt me, and but I need to expose it for the trash it is. I want to find the names of the people who said that this game is exactly like the book, because they need to hurt. I need their names and their family and their pets. So, yeah.
I can just see the obituary now. Wet Hamster died as he lived, playing terrible video games.
Yes.
Speaking of terrible video games,
Yeah.
what's happening on screen here?
I am fighting a Dargon and trying to kill it. I chased it into the nest.
Okay, I've seen this exact thing before, I think, so...
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any more words about Death Trap Dungeon yet? Or are you still trying to formulate them? I know you have lots of thoughts about it, but, you know...
I have lots of thoughts about it, and
Words, we need words. That's harder
we
than
need
it
words.
sounds.
Yes, we need words. I think I'm actually reaching the point where I'm out of words, and not just because I can't think of words, but because just I've been ranting and raving about it all day yesterday, and just foaming at the mouth with sheer, pure, and utter rage. So
Okay, let's
I think it's
stop
wearing
talking
off.
about terrible games, then.
Yeah, but no, I just wanted to let it be known. Yeah, at this point, it is my own personal crusade to Let's Play that terrible.
It's your duty. Nobody else will do it.
No.
You have to show this to the world, except you really don't. Stop. What is wrong with you? Okay.
Do you want me to come with a list of things that's wrong with you? Because that'll take a few days.
I think that would be a worthwhile project. Show it to
Okay.
your psychologist.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I should get started after we're done doing commentary, and then.
Alright. List of, let's you meet with the psychologist for the first time. Let's get the self-deprecating human part out of the way right here. There you go, there's my list of things that I'm terrible at. Number 1, playing Death Trap Dungeon. Don't ask what that is, please. Yeah.
Oh. So,
Sorry guys for not talking about the game, but what can we talk about the game here for with...
yeah, we've already seen this type of
This.
monster before. Just, me being a completionist, showing off the entire game, etc., etc. People hate me. I know. I love
This
you guys
is
too.
you using a
Barry.
stupid gun lance thing.
Yeah, I'm doing the stupid gun lance thing.
That's some ragdoll right there.
Yep. And some poison. But, luckily people don't have to punish their livers because I did bring antidotes.
That's
so
poison? All of a sudden you burp out some purple bubbles, that's poison?
Yeah, it is.
I swear you just
That is the effect from
swallowed
poison.
some soap or something.
It had to be dyed soap. Maybe lavender, yeah. Lavender's, purplish.
Let's talk about good and relaxing things, okay?
Okay.
I think that's the goal for this video.
Okay, what's good and relaxed?
Okay, so people who turned off their audio track, this is the part where you can turn it back on.
I don't think they can hear you.
That's the joke, yes, thank you.
Yes. I just wanted to point it out to the people who
That's the
didn't get
joke, yes, thank you. Okay.
I wanted to point out to
So-
the audience that couldn't hear you.
Yes. So let's talk about good things.
All right.
I am super happy, I'm super excited,
Well,
because I told you this yesterday on Skype. There's a new Fluidity game coming out. Right?
yeah, but the only issue is it's on the DS, or, well, the 3DS.
The 3DS, which is the one console that nobody is going to buy, and I'm certainly not going to buy it just to play that game.
Yeah. The lovely abysmal sales numbers and Nintendo pumping out handheld console after handheld console with a slight improvement.
Yeah, it's like, when was the DSi? That was like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I went over this with you before, too. It was like first the Game Boy came out, then the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Mini Color.
No, there was the Game Boy, then the Game Boy Pocket, then the Game Boy Color.
Game Boy Pocket.
Game Boy
And then
Color
there was
Mini.
Yeah.
But the thing about those is they didn't change the game format.
No,
you could
they
still
didn't.
play black and white Game Boy games on your Game Boy Color or Game Boy Pocket or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Game Boy Color Mini as well.
And you're
And then when the Game Boy Advance came out, you could still play old Game Boy games on your Game Boy Advance. And then when the DS came out, you could still play Game Boy Advance and Game Boy 1 games on the DS Fat.
There was some backwards compatibility.
There was backwards compatibility. It was the smartest move they ever made. Then the DSi came out, and you could play DS games, and you could play DSi games.
That makes sense.
But you couldn't play DSi games on your old DS. And now the 3DS comes out, and none of that backwards compatibility, as far as I'm aware, is existent.
Well, I think that's more because of the 3D.
No,
But
I mean they still have 2D. You can like watch movies and browse the internet in 2D on it. There's a not there's a not 3D display on there, certainly. The other thing, I just learned this the other day. Did you know that the Wii, they sort of released a new model a few years ago that removed the GameCube backwards compatibility?
What?
I genuinely didn't know that. If you buy a Wii in stores right now, you cannot play old GameCube games on it.
That's dumb.
Exactly.
What?
Because it's cheaper. Genuinely, the Wii is much cheaper now. It's like $100 or $150 or something.
Yeah, but...
And they did that by basically removing the GameCube hardware that was on board. And, the GameCube memory slots and the GameCube controller slots. Oh, and yeah, if you buy a Wii today, your only method of controlling Smash Brothers is with the nunchuck and the Wiimote.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Oh, you can still play it with a Classic Controller Pro.
Oh,
except
yeah.
you can't if you have an old Smash Brothers disc, because they didn't support for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's...
So when they re-released it, they had to re-release Smash Brothers along with the new Wii to add support for the Classic Controller Pro.
I know
because they were removing the GameCube. It's crazy, I know.
Yeah. I know I have one of the newer versions of Smash Brothers because I got it very late in the Wii's game life. But wow, that's really horrible.
Yeah. Nintendo, I mean, to me their biggest fault is basically, I think the consumer base has just grown tired of just wiping the slate clean and saying, oh, you have to start over new right now. I mean, I think it's still a testament that you can go and you can play, like, old, like SimCity 1992 or whatever on your Windows machine, and for the most part have it run fine with a few hacks.
Yeah. And you have DOSBox to run the older games as well. And
that will
rathalos
probably never
Twitching.
exist for Nintendo. I mean, they have their virtual console thing, but they just, like, right now, the Wii is end of life for them.
Yeah.
They're not updating it.
No, definitely not. They're focusing on the Wii U.
Exactly.
Or, as I like to say, Wii U, because I watch Kung Pao.
Why would you...
I like
was a
Kung
terrible
Pao,
movie.
actually. Kung Pao is great.
What
But
is
then
wrong
again,
with you? Okay, there's another thing to add to your list that you're going to take to your psychologist. I watched and liked Kung Pao Enter the Fist, the movie.
Yeah, I wish they made a sequel. Also, Rathalos is just going to stay stuck there in that little corner and just spaz out. Nope, he got out.
Yeah, we've seen this before. This game is terrible. What's new? Monster broth?
Yeah, it's just... It's like Monster Fluid, only a broth now.
Is it, I mean, no, is it broth of monster? Is it...
It's broth of monster, I would assume.
Okay. Or is it sort of like catnip, and then it's not made from cats, it's just that cats like it? Do you know, is it like broth that monsters like, or broth that monsters are made of? That is made of monsters? Actually, it's probably both, now that I think about it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like catnip, and I was wondering where you got that from exactly.
I don't know, the first thing I thought of that had an animal's name that was not named from an animal.
Well, catnip is a plant.
I know.
So there's no liquid involved in
I know. Shut up, I know.
Okay, I just wanted to point out
It's
that
just a thing that cats like. that does
Well,
not contain cat in them, but has cat in their name.
okay,
The name contains cat, the product does not.
I'm guessing because it comes from bugs. The bugs
Whatever.
they attach to the monsters. I don't know, absorb blood from the monsters to feed on, and then that's the juices.
Do you know if these game developers are sad enough to write out like profiles that contain whether
Actually,
these guys
yes,
are
they do
omnivores
that.
or what?
They do write all the monster ecologies and then release them separately.
So is this guy an omnivore, an herbivore, or what?
It's a carnivore.
Really?
You wouldn't guess because of the big flying, the talons and the spikes and the fire
No, I mean
breath.
it could be an omnivore. Is the
Well,
thing.
that's true, but no, it's a carnivore.
I mean, it's in a grassy plains area. Not a lot of meat around.
In the third game, they will actually attack other, herbivore monsters and eat them.
Nice.
So they actually put a lot more into the ecology where you can actually see them do things.
Do they put a lot into, or is that's like? Can you have it so that you can capture a monster and summon it, and
No,
it'll just rip
no Pokemon.
It'll rip them up. Will it?
No Pokemon.
Oh, well, I wasn't thinking Pokemon. I was just thinking.
No,
like,
but that's the reference that most people will get it out.
That's not what I was thinking at all, though.
Yeah, but no, you can't capture monsters and train them.
I didn't say capture.
Well, actually,
Maybe I
think you
did, but I meant like capture their mind, not their body.
Their mind.
As in,
So
not capture their body into a tiny little ball and stuff it in a backpack. I'm saying like train it so that it knows that that we are the owner of it and we can summon it at any time.
I know that's what I thought you meant to begin with, but yeah.
That is what I meant to begin with.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, when you capture
Communication,
monsters,
people.
Yes. No, when you capture monsters, you just get extra rewards, and they're probably used for the training missions where they toss monsters in an arena full of people, and then people have to kill the monster. Then that's this game world's form of training, I guess.
Whatever. Can you
Yeah.
well, like if I'm attacking a monster in the third version, will sometimes a random like dragon monster come around and just
There's actually
helping
open
me
world
and rip
hunting.
the other monster to shreds? It's just part of its natural food chain.
There is actually open world hunting where there can be several monsters on the screen, and they will, in some cases, depending on the ecology, they will attack each other.
Man, who made this game?
Capcom. Unfortunately, Capcom is prone to forgetting to take their medicine.
That's why this game has such a long sequel history. It's Capcom.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes more sense.
and it's retarded with how popular this game series is in Japan.
Oh, I know.
Like
I know Monster Hunter Online is the biggest, one of the biggest MMOs in Japan. I'm lying because I didn't actually read anything. I read something like that. I thought not.
yeah,
the biggest in
you
Japan.
saw an article or
I know
something
it's pretty big.
mentioning it. But it's something like when a new Monster Hunter game comes out in Japan, let's just say a console game, or handheld console game, like literally 90% of Japan gets it day one.
Yep.
Something retarded like that.
I wish Japan had a bigger PC gaming scene.
Yeah, but the thing is, consoles are cheaper than upgrading PCs all the time. That's why they go for consoles.
I don't think they are.
I guess it depends. Like with a console, it's a one-time investment that lasts for a long time, providing it doesn't break, of course. That we're not looking at that aspect of it, because
No, I
PC
mean-
can break too.
If I were today buy a console with 4 controllers, they're obviously going to have some method of proprietary storage that doesn't come by default, like for save files.
Yeah.
That's going to run me up around $400-500.
It also depends if you buy the console new or used, or you wait for it to go on sale.
I'm assuming new.
Yeah, okay,
New.
assuming new. But with the
Yeah, I
PC,
think
the thing
they're
is, the
running.
technology with the PC evolves a lot quicker than the technology with the consoles. And there's And a lot of people feel, I guess, more secure with the consoles because it's basically a PC with one set of hardware, so the game developers can make it a game for this one set of hardware and not have as many, issues and bugs and glitches when with multiple kinds of hardware that can go in all kinds of weird combinations. And not to talk about third-party hardware. So maybe it's more of a security thing. Why people...
The thing is that it sounds like it's one piece of hardware, but if you look at console revisions over time, they change up the hardware a lot.
They do?
Oh yeah.
I did
an
not
Xbox
know that.
360 we bought at launch looks nothing like an Xbox 360
That
you
I do
buy
know. I
internally.
bought a Xbox 360 at launch, and oh boy, I did not play that thing because it was my own personal space heater, and it was in the middle of the summer. So I decided, you know what? I'm not gonna play that thing, not until they fix this shit. And later on they fixed it actually with a patch, so the thing didn't overheat as much.
Yeah, but yeah, if you look at an Xbox 360 at launch and an Xbox 360 you bought today, and you open them up, they look nothing alike.
I
They
really
switch
just,
up hardware all over the place.
I
mean, the
really
thing
like
is that
how
they do extensive QA,
yeah,
and to some extent it is locked to a specific piece of hardware
yeah.
with some set of specs. But there are some reports of games not running well on older consoles of the same revision.
That is, I guess that actually makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, it's cheaper for them. They're not gonna. It's cheaper for them to go with current hardware versus obsolete hardware. Right?
Definitely, because they can make it more compact and make it cost less, etc., etc. As technology
That's right.
goes on. Yeah. As I was trying to say, I do like this area. How I've been fighting rathalos pretty much in this area the entire time, and how he just completely spazzes out in this one area. Like all the other areas is fine, but this one area here.
I thought you were going to compliment the game and how pretty this area looks with the waterfalls and everything. No, you're just going to berate the team for having shitty geometry.
Oh,
all over
I
the
do
place.
like the little waterfall effects and all that in the background.
The static waterfall that isn't moving because it's just a
No,
skybox
it's actually
texture.
moving. It's a texture that's going down the mountain cliff texture in the background.
Yep.
It's very subtle. You have to keep the camera still and look at it carefully.
Yeah,
But-
it's just sort of the anti-aliasing will make it look like the waterfall
Yeah.
shimmering when you spin the camera around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, I do like the aesthetics that they put into the game. Just the landscapes and whatnot.
Man, that's a Triforce for an A.
Triforce for an A.
And the quest cleared.
Oh.
You notice
Oh, that thing. Yeah, that. Yes, I have noticed that several times. Also, the cat's been picking up dung for some reason. I don't want to know why. Anyway,
Okay, I'm glad I derailed about Death Rap Dungeon. I guess we'll see you next time.
Yes.
You
Later.
would like to save, right?